انت يا ملهم شعب اني بالروح اشتكى حققت للشعب مراد للشعب مراد انت يا ملهم شعب اني بالروح اشتكى حققت.
For most fighters, the last day of training before a big fight is all about fine-tuning, maybe even taking it easy. Light work, a little shadow boxing, maybe some stretching, and then off to rest. But Artur Beterbiev, that's not how he operates. With the fight approaching on February 22nd, there's no such thing as light training for him. No matter how close it gets, he sticks to his routine, pushing his body to the limit. If anything, his last training session is just as intense, if not more, than any other. He wants to be sure that when he steps into the ring, he has no doubts and nothing left undone.
Hard. Start by doing this wrist exercise and you might start seeing the difference.
Before he even thinks about throwing a punch, Beterbiev starts with strength training. This is where his raw power comes from. Those crushing knockouts? That ability to break opponents down? It all starts here with strength training.
Look at that. Terrific power again from Beterbiev, and I think it's all over. The referee is...
Most boxers focus on speed, agility, and endurance, but Beterbiev differs. He knows that strength is just as important. You don't need to land as many shots if you can punch through your opponent instead of just hitting them. One clean punch can change everything. He starts with deadlifts, and not just with light weights. We're talking about serious heavyweight style lifting, hundreds of pounds stacked on the bar, enough to make most people think twice before attempting a single rep. But Beterbiev, he pulls it with ease. His grip is like a vice, his back and legs tensed as he drives the weight up with raw force. Next, squats. It's all about generating power from the legs. After all, every punch starts from the ground up. He lowers himself down, his form perfect, before exploding back up. This isn't just about building muscle, it's about making sure that when he throws a punch, it has the weight of his entire body behind it. On top of it, he does it all while carrying weights.
Back at it on the bench press. One of his favorite exercises he likes to do. He's always posting his bench, and here he goes for 2 reps of 120 kilograms, which is 265 pounds.
Then bench presses. His upper body strength is no joke. He moves the bar up and down smoothly, his arms solid like iron. The more he strengthens his chest, shoulders, and triceps, the more force he can generate with every punch. It's why when he lands a clean shot, it doesn't just hurt, it completely shuts down his opponents.
Нужно.
Здесь же 110 паундов на каждую руку, это где-то больше 50 килограмм на каждую руку. Если моя мама узнает, она меня ругать будет. Зачем нам это?
Я думаю, что это нужно сделать.
Да, попробуем?
Да.
But he doesn't stop there. He adds explosive movements like medicine ball slams, throwing the ball hard against the ground, or a wall to build power in his core, shoulders, and legs. This helps him develop the kind of strength that translates directly into his punches. He also uses resistance bands to improve his speed, balance, and control. Every exercise is designed to make him not just strong, but also quick and powerful in the ring, because raw strength means nothing if you can't use it when it matters.
Now wait, like bowling. You stay there.
I can continue.
Most fighters would be done after this session alone, but for Beterbiev, this is just the start. Strength is important, but if you can't keep up the pace for 12 rounds, it doesn't mean much. That's why Beterbiev's cardio training is just as brutal as his strength work.
He is the reigning! He is the defending!
He starts indoors, keeping it simple. Jump rope, high intensity intervals, footwork.
Scores at 116 to 112 to the winner by majority decision. and now the unified
Drills, quick bursts of movement, keep his heart rate up and his reflexes sharp. It's not about running for hours, it's about training his body to recover fast and stay explosive even when he's tired. But the real challenge, it's running in minus 15 degrees Celsius weather. Most fighters would think twice before even stepping outside in temperatures like this. But Beterbiev thrives in it. No extra layers, no complaints, just pure mental and physical toughness. The cold bites at his skin and the wind stings his face, but he keeps moving forward.
ومن يأمنك يا دنيا الدواء تدوسين
It's not just about cardio, it's about mental conditioning. If he can push through the freezing air, through the discomfort, then what's a little exhaustion in the ring? He trains his mind to stay strong when everything in his body wants to slow down. He breathes steadily, staying in control. His steps are strong, his arms moving as he runs through the freezing streets. No music, no distractions, just him and the challenge in front of him. This is what makes him different. While other fighters train in warm, comfortable gyms, he's out here, pushing himself to be ready for anything.
Сегодня свои 12 раундов были. 1 раунд, 3 минуты.
It's not only that, for a whole hour, Beterbiev swings the sledgehammer again and again, smashing it onto a huge tire. Every hit is strong and controlled, with no wasted effort. His hands grip tight, his muscles stay tense, and his body takes the impact before he lifts the hammer again. Sweat runs down his face, but he doesn't stop. This isn't just about being strong, it's about lasting longer, about training his body to keep going when others would give up. Every swing makes his punches even more powerful in the ring. This is the exercise that had even Joe Rogan shocked. He did a hammer workout on a tire where he hit a tire for an hour. An hour! He hit a tire for an hour with a sledgehammer. Think about that. Most fighters do this kind of training for a few minutes at a time, maybe in short bursts. But Beterbiev went for a full hour, continuously slamming a sledgehammer into a tire. That's not just about strength, it's about endurance, mental toughness, and conditioning on a level that very few athletes ever reach. Rogan was stunned. It's this kind of relentless work ethic that separates regular fighters from absolute warriors. But it's not just his training that's terrifying, it's his record. Rogan pointed out a mind-blowing stat about Beterbiev's professional career. He's one of the scariest boxers of all time. The only fight that he had as a professional that went the distance is Bivol. The only fight, he's 19-0 at 19 knockouts.
Beterbiev, who is fighting Dmitry Bivol, he did a hammer workout on a tire where he hit a tire for an hour.
He did? For an hour?
An hour.
What?
He hit a tire for an hour with a sledgehammer.
Dagestanis are made of different fucking...
He's Chechenian.
Is he Chechenian?
But same shit.
Mountain people.
Hamzat Chimaev, savage people. And he's one of the scariest boxers of all time. The only fight that he had as a professional that went the distance is Bivol.
I know.
The only fight.
After pushing his endurance to the limit, it's time to sharpen his tools. The speed bag isn't just about his power, it's about control, rhythm, and precision.
كنت ميتا في بحور الغي والإثم غريقا كنت عابدا في قيود الذنب مملوكا رقيقا مد لي الشيطان من أسبابه حبلا وثيقا.
Most fighters tap at the speed bag like a drum, just keeping it going. But Beterbiev, he owns it. The second his fists touch the bag, it becomes an extension of him. Fast, controlled, relentless. This is why his combinations in the ring are so sharp. His timing is perfect, his hands moving like a blur. It's not just about speed, it's about muscle memory. When the fight gets chaotic, his hands don't hesitate. They move exactly where they need to when they need to. For minutes on end, he keeps the bag moving, never breaking his rhythm. When he's done, it's like he never even noticed the time passing. This is second nature to him. And if that sounds too much, wait for this.
واسأل عنا
Beterbiev grabs two massive weights, one in each hand, and starts switching stances. First, he stands with his feet wide apart, holding the weight steady. Then he moves into a split stance, 1 foot forward, 1 back, keeping his balance while the weight pulls down on him. Every few seconds, he switches again, finding control in each position. It looks simple, but it's brutal. This is about being rock solid in any stance. Just like in the ring, no matter where he is, no matter how much pressure is on him, he won't budge. Then, he moves on to something even crazier. He picks up a dumbbell so heavy, most guys wouldn't even try to lift it. But Beterbiev goes the extra mile. He grips it tight, throws it up, and snatches it right back. No hesitation, no struggle, just raw power. He keeps going, tossing and catching, his whole body absorbing the force. His arms, core, and legs all work together, turning this into more than just a strength workout. It's about control, speed, and staying sharp under pressure. The way he moves, the way he handles the weight, it's the same way he throws his punches. Explosive, fast, and unstoppable. Finally, he picks up an empty barbell. No weights on either side, just the bar itself, but even that is tough. He grips it tight and starts twisting it from side to side, forcing his arms and core to fight against the motion. The bar wants to pull him off balance, but he won't let it. His wrists and forearms take all the strain, getting stronger with every turn. Now comes the fun part. If you've ever wondered what it feels like to get hit by Beterbiev, just listen to the sound of his punches landing on the heavy bag. Each shot sounds like a gun going off.
Heavyweight World Champion, Artur Beterbiev!
He doesn't just hit the bag, it looks like he's trying to break it. Every punch is strong, sharp, and full of power. Jab, hook, right hand, boom. The bag shakes with every hit, taking all the force he puts into it. But it's not just about hitting hard. He focuses on technique, making sure every punch lands clean, that his body is positioned perfectly, and that his weight is distributed just right. This is why he breaks opponents down round after round, because every shot is calculated. He goes round after round, throwing punches that would send most fighters to the canvas. His coach calls out combinations, and he responds instantly, his body moving on instinct. By the time he's finished, the heavy bag looks like it's been through a war. This is why his punching power is feared. Plenty of stories are floating around about just how tough it is to spar with Artur Beterbiev. That's by far the worst thing I've ever experienced in life. This is coming from someone who has been in the ring with many high-level fighters, but the comparison he made next took it to another level. I've been hit by a car once when I was young, and that's how I feel like. I'm just being honest.
Sparred with him a few times, and that's by far the worst thing I've ever experienced in life. I've been hit by a car once when I was young, and that's how I feel like sparring with him like this. I'm just being honest. Like, how hard is Beterbiev?
Think about that for a second. Getting hit by Beterbiev felt like getting hit by a car. That's not just a figure of speech. This man literally made the comparison to such a traumatic life experience. Most fighters describe punches as stinging or numbing, but for this sparring partner, the force of Beterbiev's shots felt like a full body collision. There's a reason why his upcoming opponent, Dmitry Bivol, said this in an interview.
You know, he's not about he has heavy punch and it's very dangerous. No, he's about how strong he is, and he's not only one punch. When he's trying to punching, combinations. Yeah. All punches in the combinations are heavy.
Yeah. You know, he's not about having just a heavy punch and being dangerous. No, he's about how strong he is, and it's not just one punch. When he's throwing combinations, every punch in those combinations is heavy. Most people don't think about wrist strength, but for a fighter like Beterbiev, it's crucial. Strong wrists mean stronger punches, better control, and less chance of injury. It's why he dedicates so much time to it, even at the end of a brutal training session. One of his most well-known exercises involves him balancing on his fists in a push-up position, twisting and strengthening his wrists in a way that seems almost unnatural to watch. You know, it's this exercise I do like maybe 30 years. Like, you know, it's very simple for me.
You know, it's this exercise I do like maybe 30 years, like, you know.
For him, this is second nature. 30 years of repeating the same movement, refining it, making it a part of his routine. To Beterbiev, it's nothing special, but for anyone else watching, it looks painful, intense, and almost inhuman. I don't know. It's like when I have no good mood, I forget what a good mood is. I do this exercise, and it's like good.
It's not simple for me to watch. I don't know, it's like when I have no good mood, you know, I forget good mood, I do this exercise and it's like good. Usually,
for most athletes, training is structured with clear goals and reasons behind each workout. But for Beterbiev, this exercise isn't just about improving. It's something he does naturally, almost instinctively. By now, most fighters would be completely worn out, but for Beterbiev, this is the last day of training camp, the final grind before fight night. He wipes the sweat from his face, packs up his gear, and walks out without a word. No celebration, no resting, just the feeling that he'd done everything he could to be ready. Training is over, now it's time to fight. This is why he's one of the most feared fighters in the world. While others train hard, he trains like an unstoppable force. And when that bell rings, his opponent will know exactly why.
Introducing in the middle of the ring, weighing in at 175 pounds. His record perfect. 21 fights, 21 wins.
Will all this training be enough to take down Bivol? Drop your predictions in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more training breakdowns.